Well, St Mary's take on Waratahs tonight at TIO Stadium. Friday night football live and exclusive on hashtag AFL NTV. Good evening. Dave Kennedy joining you for the match tonight. Looking forward to an enthralling contest. Some big AFL named players in the Waratahs lineup tonight. Corey Delalio fresh from the Essendon list, and also Stevie Baker in the Waratahs side. St Mary's, they're fresh off a loss for the first time in 2.5 years. So it will be interesting to see how they regroup and come off the back of that loss. So just out on the field, participating in their pre-game warm-up, both sides at the moment. Make sure you join in the conversation tonight. Hashtag AFLNTV on Facebook and Twitter. You can join us on Facebook, facebook.com/AFLNT. And, of course, on Twitter, you can join us on the hashtag AFLNTV. Give a shout-out to our sponsors, of course, Kennards and Amart Sports tonight, and Neville's there. So a big thank you to those guys for making this all possible. Also to the crew at Kick Digital for giving up their Friday night tonight. Beautiful conditions for the players today, or as good as they can be in the Darwin climate. It's a little bit cooler than usual, slightly overcast conditions, and a nice night game ahead of the Hall of Fame Gala dinner tomorrow night, a sold-out event for AFL NT where some territory legends will be honoured, and also many others inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it really is AFL NT's night of nights tomorrow, honouring the contributions of many, many people to territory football. So just waiting for the toss of the coin now. Beautiful screen is on, and looking good here at TIO Stadium. And you see out in the distance there, St Mary's before the game, they're doing a few midfield clearance drills first up, and a little bit of in-tight work there at centre-half forward. Waratahs opting for some in-tight work of their own also inside the forward 50 at the Michael Long centre end. Long centre coming on very nicely. And it looks like will be completed on time. Expecting that to be done around the March-April mark. And the footy not too far away here. St Mary's taking on Waratahs. Look at the St Mary's side. Cameron Eilert in. So you can see Raf Clark there. Ben Rioli into the side as well. Some very accomplished footballers. They'll be keen to bounce back after that loss. They lost to Nightcliff, of course, their first loss since October 6, 2012. 7-point loss at the hands of Nightcliff. Waratahs, they'll be able to make amends as well. They haven't started the season the way they would have liked, and there's no doubt that they'll be looking to capitalise on any opportunities that they can tonight. So both teams locked in tight huddles at their respective ends of the ground. Umpires moving out into position. And the Waratahs players have now broken. St Mary's will not be too far behind them. Premier League action here from TIO Stadium on Friday night football. Hashtag AFLNTV. You can join in the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And we will read some of those tweets out, and when I say we, I mean, of course, just myself tonight. I'll read some of those tweets out. So the players are moving into position. Up on the screen, the number 19 for Waratahs comes up. Corey Delalio, fresh from the Essendon list, comes in, and he's gone straight to the midfield to boost up there. Eilert in there for St Mary's. Looks like Smith and Marsh will do the ruck work. Siren imminent here at TIO Stadium. Everyone's into position, and it's really the formalities to follow before the bounce of the footy. Friday night football. Hashtag AFL NTV is underway. Marsh won the tap down decisively, only as far as McLean though. He couldn't trap it. Smith got a handball out. Trying to get on the end of it there was Hayes. He couldn't get it. Now McLean gathers the loose footy. High kick up towards the wing. Cooper underneath it, but coming back and taking a good strong mark there is Tom Marsh. So he's right on centre wing. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. One bounce there, and it was trapped there by Colliole. His handball was ineffective, though. McMurtry cut it off. Kept on running, got the handball off to Labastida, then back to McLean. He went longer. Cooper cleared him, and on the end of it there was Justin Bugler, who took the mark about 65 out from his defensive end of the ground on this near side of TIO Stadium. Bugler forced to play on. Larson, a good effort on the mark there to apply pressure and force the eventual turnover. So nervous start there for Justin Bugler. The ball forced out of bounds. Boundary throw-in. It's about 20 metres forward of centre wing. St Mary's favoured by that. The boundary umpire brings us back into play. Tom Marsh and Ryan Smith do the ruck work again. It spills down towards Anchors. Can't quite trap it. Now he gathers and accelerates away. His kick was partially smothered, but in the end, Shannon Rioli was able to cut it off. He goes inside 50 measured. Kick finds Cooper. This will test his range. He's 55 out, centering ball up towards the top of the goal square, but it was numbers favouring Waratahs, and one of them, Justin Bugler, the man that cut it off. So Bugler goes wide out towards Ned Marsh. Did well to gather, got it to Hayes, and then over the top once again towards Cringic. He couldn't gather. Ben Rioli onto the loose footy to Wilson. Was it pushed in the back? Umpire says no. Rioli thereabouts, and also they're taking the ball out and a boundary throw-in. About 10 metres forward of centre wing for St Mary's on the far side, just beneath TIO Stadium scoreboard here. Tap one down there decisively from Tom Marsh. Just trickles 15 metres forward. Ben Rioli hit it hard, but he was well met there by Heenan. And the umpire said that he didn't dispose of the footy correctly. So Paddy Heenan just forward of centre wing. Dangerous kick up towards centre half forward. If it comes off, it'll pay off. And it's a mark to Murray. The umpire's found a free kick off the footy, though. Going to go to Sam Godden. Godden, measured kick inside 50. No one able to take the mark. It's still in a dangerous position. Waratah's looking to score. Cam Eilert, usually cool and calm over the footy, just flicks it out there. And St Mary's still in the danger zone. Ben Rioli's well tackled, forced out of bounds. And Waratahs do well to force a stoppage inside their attacking 50. So a boundary throw-in about 45 metres round on the far side here at TIO Stadium. Inside attacking 50 for Waratahs. Marsh won the tap down. Godden lost his footing. Managed to get up, though, with the footy. Got a handball out there. Tom Marsh was dispossessed and lost the footy in the end. Atkins with the clearing kick. Got it up towards Valeggio there. He couldn't quite find a target, and the ball spills out of bounds. Another boundary throw-in. 3.5 minutes gone in this first term here on Friday Night Football. Hashtag AFLNTV. Jump on Twitter, hashtag AFLNTV, or on Facebook, facebook.com/AFLNT. Let us know your thoughts on the match so far. Both teams yet to score, as the umpires found a free kick just forward of centre wing for Waratahs. Leads come from further up the field. Colliole, one of them, he's ignored. In the end, the shorter option there was Tom Marsh, but it was intercepted quite comfortably there by Cameron Eilert in the end. So Eilert goes up towards centre wing. It's a beautiful kick. Hit Leroy Larson lace out. He wanted a runner. No one ran past with any sort of momentum, so he was forced to backpedal, then got it onto Clark. Dangerous kick into the corridor. Cooper looking to get on the end of it. Ball in dispute at centre half forward, though. Yaron came through with pace, and then Cooper was tackled high. Umpire says free kick. In fact, there's going to be a free kick off the ball, and it's going to be Yaron that does take the free kick. His kick was not the greatest, and Justin Bugler able to kick it off, able to cut it off, and then got it to Delalio, the former Bomber. His kick up towards Murray. He couldn't quite take the mark. Ben Rioli over the footy. Yaron, was he held without it? Umpire says no, play on. And then eventually the pack forms, but St Mary's able to get it out once again. McLean, he couldn't quite take the mark, but he's got time to gather at ground level. Long kick up towards half forward. Is that a push in the back to Larson? Yes, it is. Advantage given. Wilson runs to 48. Is this the first goal of the game? Justin Wilson. Yes, it is. So Saints get the first of the evening. It took 5 minutes and it went to Justin Wilson. He dobbed it from 48 metres out on a reasonably acute angle, and that's one for the highlights package. So Friday night football, here it is St Mary's, 1 straight 6. They lead Waratahs, yet to score. We've played 5.5 minutes in this first term. So ball up, back in the middle. Smith won the tap down. Godden on the end of it though. Kicked up towards half forward. It was a high up and under. No one really wanted to take the mark. Trying to come back and gather there was Tunderwatch. His handball was ineffective though. Delalio onto the loose footy. And then they muck around with the footy once again. Collis. Eventually it came out towards Baker there, but there's a bit going on off the ball. Tunderwatch maybe wanting to go on with it a little bit there at centre half forward. And there's going to be a free kick to Waratahs. Just a little bit of fire, a little bit of heat in the game momentarily there. And it's going to be a Waratahs free kick, I should say. Long kick up towards Delalio. Was he infringed? Umpire says yes, he was. And it's going to be a free kick to him. 20 metres out, directly in front, should kick the goal. So Corey Delalio, courtesy of a free kick. 20 metres out, directly in front, no angle to speak of. Should come in, tie things up. On his approach now, drop punt looks pretty good. It's straight through the middle. And Waratahs level the scores. 1 straight, 6 apiece here at TIO Stadium on Friday evening football. 7 minutes and 20 seconds gone in this first term. And there's just the 2 goals, and they are split both ways. 1 to Wilson and 1 to Delalio in this first term. So the ball being retrieved now and brought back to the centre at 1 straight apiece. And we're back underway. Smith won the tap down. Godden in there once again, and Yaron also there at the bottom of the pack. In fact, might have been Labastida that was there. Ball spills out. Godden is trapped over the footy. Can he find a way out? Tries to bustle his way through. Labastida provides some close contact, and the umpire eventually calls for it. We'll have a ball up near enough to centre circle. Westerberg doing the ruck work there against Smith. It goes down to Labastida, kicks up towards centre half forward. The kick is ill-directed and it's cut off there. So Waratahs looking to come back up towards Westerberg. The kick clears him. Montgomery couldn't quite get on the end of it. Labastida, was that a push in the back? Umpire says no. It spilled out the back to Hayes. He just dribbled one up towards his attacking 50. McLean got an awkward bounce, gave Colliole time to get it off there to Embleton. He dribbles a kick towards the goal square. Some good defensive work from Ansys there. Able to gather the ball. His kick was indifferent though. Set a task. Krinjic there. And also there McMurtry. And in the end, Saints come away with the footy through some good teamwork. Jack Williams got it on there to Orton, who goes further afield. But there's a whistle. It's going to be a Waratahs free kick. So 100% sure what that one was for. But it will be a Waratahs free kick. About 80 metres out. So looking up for options now. One presents there from Marsh. He weighted down at the back. Can run onto the loose footy. Just pushed it forward there. Montgomery can't quite get on the end of it. And says cool and calm. Got it off to Ben Rioli. His kick wasn't great. Set a task there for his teammate, but they were good enough. That was Tunderwatch who got it out. And then kicked it up towards the wing. A little bit of kick-to-kick going on in this middle part of the quarter. Godden did well to gather the bouncing footy, then found a target in the middle of the ground in Bugler. Bugler wants to run on with it, but the umpire's going to bring things back to Godden. And maybe slightly at the disadvantage there of Waratahs, but free kick was paid because Godden kicked the ball backwards, so the umpire forced to bring it to the point of greatest advantage, which is point closest to goal. So slight disadvantage, a slight quirk in the rules there. Godden kicks up towards half forward. Ryan Smith stands tall in the tackle. Tried to get it out there, and in the end, he was able to. Now, Saints have time to run away with the footy up towards Larson. He's got 2 to beat. Did reasonably well to provide a contest there. Talbot tries to come in and knock it out. He does well. Got it to Bugler, and then Bugler goes up towards Tom Marsh. Shaper also there in the end. Eilert was able to see it out of bounds. So a boundary throw-in just forward of centre wing for Waratahs. We're still all locked up at 1 straight apiece, and we've played 11 minutes in this first term here on hashtag AFL NTV. Boundary throw-in. Waratahs win the clearance through Shaper. Dribbles a kick up towards Farrell. Haven't called his name too much tonight. Expect him to get busy. Running onto the loose footy there was Embleton. He was well tackled though. And the umpire says in the end holding the ball. So Ben Rioli rewarded for the tackle. A short kick found Cameron Eilert. And Eilert went up towards the wing. Dangerous kick. Some good defence there from Montgomery. Sees the footy out of bounds. Another boundary throw in. Popular spot tonight already. On the far side, it's about 10 metres forward of centre for Waratahs, and it will be another boundary throw-in. Back into play, spills out there to Williams, kicks up towards the wing, beautiful kick, found Cooper, wants to play on, wheels around onto the right foot, low spearing kick up towards Ewing. Couldn't quite gather, did well to dispossess Bugler though, and the umpire says holding the ball, it's going to be a free kick to Darren Ewing. So Darren Ewing, he'll have to kick from about 45 metres out on an angle that is worse than 45 degrees. If there's one man capable of it, though, it's Darren Ewing. Darren goes bang, and St Mary's have the lead. So a beautiful exposition there of the set shot from Darren Ewing sees St Mary's recapture the lead the second time tonight. 2 straight 12, they lead Waratahs. Just the 1 straight goal. We've played 13 minutes in this first term. Hashtag AFL NTV action here on Friday Night Football. St Mary's taking on Waratahs, and St Mary's reclaim the lead, and they're going forward once again. Eilert with a long kick up towards Davies there. He couldn't quite take the mark. Did well at ground level though. Spearing kick in towards the hot spot. Ewing, couple of bites at the cherry. Eventually it spills out, and then Davies got it onto Cooper. Cooper, interesting handball there, put McMurray under a lot of pressure. They probably just overused the footy slightly there, Saints, and in the end Baker able to get the clearing kick away, and his kick was good. It found Dylan Collis. Coach Nolan no doubt will not be happy about that. It looked like it was going to be a certain goal. In the end they bluffed their opportunity, so ball goes up towards the wing. Good strong mark taken by Colliole above his head. Goes long down the line, and it's a reasonably good kick there. Embleton maybe could have done a little better on that occasion. It forces the ball out of bounds all the same. Another boundary throw in. It's beneath the scoreboard there. So Larson and Marsh doing the ruck work. Spills down. Here's Leroy Larson. Got it out to Clark. He couldn't quite gather the footy. Then eventually Ned Marsh tries to weave a way through, but Larson got on the end of the loose footy, kicked up towards his teammate there in Orton, but there's many Waratahs players around the footy. They don't gather it though, and in the end, coming away with it there is Atkins. He kicks inside 50, and now Cooper's free. So he wants to move it on quickly, plays on, kicks it goal, and another goal to St Mary's. their third of the night, and it goes to Justin Cooper after Labastida gifted him a short pass inside 50. Some loose checking from Waratahs, and it sees St Mary's go clear by 2 goals. 3 straight 18. They lead Waratahs 1 straight 6. Played 15 and a half minutes in this first term. Hashtag AFL NTV if you want to get on the hashtag. Yet to see a tweet tonight, folks. So jump on there, get on the Twitter, give us something to read out. Back into play. Wilson wins the clearance up towards half forward. Labastida and Cooper, the two involved the last time. They might be involved once again here. Cooper ducked his head. Umpire rightfully said play on. It spills out the back. Williams try to knock it back to Cooper. Waratahs do well defensively for now. Hatcher worked it out to Shaper. They go up towards the wing. Good transition. Finds Heenan on centre wing. The true centre wing position in front of the grandstand here at TIO Stadium. Umpire just calls Jackson Clark on the mark slightly. Gives Heenan time to run around and kick up towards centre half forward. Mark not paid to Embleton. Had enough time to get to his feet. Sweep a handball out there towards Baker. Very strong in the hips. Got through the would-be tackler. Then on to Tom Marsh. High kick up towards the goal square. 1 grab, 2 grabs for Colliole. Couldn't take it the third time, and it's forced through for a minus score. The first minus score of the afternoon, or the evening I should say, and it goes to Waratahs at 117. They trail St Mary's 3 straight 18. The margin is 11 points. Short kicking from Tunderwatch finds Ben Rioli. His kick over the top there was maybe a little bit lazy for his lofty standards. Ansis able to get on the end of it all the same. Then back to Tunderwatch, then out of defence. Eilert, uncharacteristic, drop mark once again. But eventually the Saints work their way out of defence towards centre wing. All in dispute. Comes out the way of Orton. Then McLean, who kicks a high up and under up towards the true centre half forward position. Ewing couldn't quite take it. Waiting for the spill there was Davies, but he couldn't gather either. Big tackle laid. The umpire's going to call play on advantage here, and it is going to be a goal. Another goal to St Mary's, and it's Darren Ewing once again, courtesy of an advantage call. So Ewing has 2. St Mary's have 4. And the margin is 17 points. St Mary's just starting to get away from Waratahs in these early stages. Should be something that Coach Weatherald will not be happy about for Waratahs. Goal kickers so far, Wilson 1, Cooper with 1, and the 2 goals there to Darren Ewing. Corey Delalio, the goal kicker, the sole goal kicker for Waratahs at this stage of the match. As St Mary's go forward through McLean. High ball up towards centre half forward. Bugler with a big fist. It didn't really go to anyone in particular. Cooper onto the loose footy, about to be mown down, but got a kick away just in time. Kicks to a dangerous spot. Ewing already with 2 to his name. What about Cameron Eilert? What can he do? He might be able to get it out to Ewing. Tries to shrug the tackle. Handballs back towards Eilert. Was he claimed high? Umpire says no. Then blows the whistle. Calls for the footy. A ball up. Inside 50 at a dangerous spot for St Mary's. Larson almost won the tap down there, uncontested. Davies, and then eventually Westerberg gets the kick away there for Waratahs. Just palming it to himself there was Shannon Rioli, and then a little lofted pass up towards the 50. Clark couldn't take the mark. Eventually Waratahs able to force that one out of bounds. A boundary throw in. It's about 60 metres round from the St Mary's goals towards the airport end this first quarter. Smith and Westerberg to do the ruck work. Smith won the tap down. Spills out there to Guy Orton. Kicks around the corner. Dangerous spot. Eilert does well to get on the end. In fact, the umpire says it was touched off the boot. So disappointment for him. Bit of luck for Waratahs and a boundary throw-in. Still in a dangerous spot for St Mary's, who lead this one by 17 points. Boundary throw in. Smith got back position. directed tap down towards Larson. He couldn't quite get on the end of it. Players throw themselves in. Cooper found a way through, snapped around the corner, and he bagged his second of the night, I think. Yes, he did. Justin Cooper has 2. St Mary's extend their lead. 23 points the margin as we tick into time on in this first term here on Friday Night Football. 5 straight 30, St Mary's. They lead Waratahs 1-1-7. And we've travelled 20 minutes and 30 seconds in the first term. So Waratahs at this stage, they're just clinging to life. They need to kick the next goal, you think. St Mary's are not the type of side you want to give away a big lead to. So see if they can muster a goal before the quarter time siren. They've had their opportunities. They've had the ball inside 50. They haven't been able to capitalise though. Cameron Islet won the clearance out. It was a long kick inside 50, but Bugler was on the end of it and able to mop it up. His kick goes long up towards Delmenico. He can't quite gather. Then he kicks up towards Clay Murray. Couldn't quite take the mark either. And eventually Delalio sees it out of bounds. So a boundary throw-in. About 65 round from the Waratahs goal. Trailing this one by 23 points. 21 and a half minutes into this first term. So a boundary throw-in. Westerberg did well out of the ruck and then kicked it forward inside 50. No one able to get on the end of it though, and eventually St Mary's see it out. It was a handball there from McMurtry to Clark, who ran the ball out of bounds. A boundary throw in, just inside 50 for St Mary's. What can they do here, Waratahs? Can they snare a late one? Boundary throw in fell short of the ruckman. Smith tried to punch it forward in the end. Islet on the end of it. His kick goes into the centre circle and Orton does well to stand underneath it. He's got a loose runner. It's Justin Wilson. Takes the mark at 55. Runs to 50. Kick on its way is wobbly. It won't matter though because Ewing's on the end of it. He takes the mark. Went to play on. Umpire stopped the clock there and he's going to be forced to go back and take his kick now. Maybe a little bit lucky not to be called play on for that one, but Ewing all the same. You'd expect him to have a pretty solid crack at this one. So Darren Ewing wheels around, left foot snap on goal. Goes right across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full, uncharacteristic from him. So 23 points is the margin, 23 minutes gone is the time, and ball has just cleared the fence, so Jure Brinjic forced to go and retrieve the footy from the other side of the fence. No spectators out on that side on a Friday night. Might get some out there in about 15 weeks' time for the grand final. I think it's the only time that the spectators tend to head out to that side. Brinjic forced to kick down the line after the stoppage, and a massive players converge on the footy. Waratahs win the clearance though, up towards Collier. Did well to gather on the half volley and then wheeled around, kicked up towards Farrell. He was caught behind, but Godden roved it perfectly. Bounce wasn't great, kick wasn't great, but the goal was good. Sam Godden kicks the goal. Much needed one for Waratahs. And they move to 2-1-13. They still trail St Mary's, but they're back within 17 points now. So 2-1-13. Waratahs, they trail St Mary's 5 straight 30. We've played 24 minutes in the first term here. So goal kickers thus far. Godden has one and Delalio the other for Waratahs. For St Mary's, 2 to Justin Cooper, 2 to Darren Ewing and 1 to Justin Wilson. It's 5 goals to 2 goals, 1. Godden, the goal kicker, wins the clearance. And it's a good kick out towards the flank. Waratahs players converging on it from both sides in Tom Marsh and Cameron Montgomery, but the boundary line beat the pair. And it's a boundary throw-in. Still, the right side of centre for Waratahs. They snare another late one before the quarter-time break. No is the brief answer to that one, as the quarter-time siren sounds. That quarter went for 24 minutes and 58 seconds, and it's quarter-time. St Mary's leading this one 5 straight 30. Waratah's with a late one 2-1-13. The margin 17 points at quarter-time. We'll be back soon with more hashtag AFL NTV action.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TAO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, air skis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
Back to TIO Stadium. Second quarter action about to get underway. St Mary's taking on Waratah. Saints up by 17 points at quarter time, and that news will help, or will be very pleasing for Twitter user Purple Smorg, who's tweeted in hashtag AFLNTV. Watching from Sydney, my nephew playing for Saints tonight. Let us know who your nephew is, and we'll certainly keep an eye on him for you, Mr. Smorg, as the second quarter action is about to get underway. The players back into position. Umpire with the footy aloft, and we're ready to go. Smith got up very high, won the tap down. McLean a little kick out from the clearance. Korinjic met the ball hard and then just threw his foot in the air and eventually handballed it. Not to anyone in particular though. Cameron Eilert on the loose footy. Cooper couldn't trap it. Larson a little tap forward. Now we'll get another crack at it. Still couldn't take it. Now he takes it. Then he got the hands out there, and then the ball goes inside 50. Good effort there. Couldn't quite come down with it. Was McMurray, and eventually Waratah's come away with it though. It was kicked very close to the line, and it spills out eventually. Murtry was able to get there, but the umpire said beaten by the boundary line. So boundary throw in. It's about 75 out from the St Mary's goals. Tap down from Smith went straight to Delmenico. He got it out to Delalio, and Anchors couldn't trap it before the boundary line, and another boundary throw in. Wilson and Delalio, let's get up from their exchange there. Boundary throw in. Smith, was he infringed? Umpire said no, almost gathered at ground level regardless. Eilert was dispossessed. Heenan got the kick up towards half forward. Spills out of bounds, another boundary throw in, but territory gained for Waratahs. And another boundary throw in the result. So a little bit of a lackadaisical start to this second term from both sides. Smith got front position and gathered the footy, got it out to Eilert, called their combination a few times tonight, goes up towards Cooper. He was caught behind, and eventually Waratahs with numbers. Anchors, is that a free kick to him? No. Hayes, he couldn't gather either. Shannon Rioli comes away with it. Penetrating kick, oh, it looks pretty good. Ewing, he loves these situations. Edges his opponent under the footy, runs onto the loose footy, and waltzes in for his third goal. Darren Ewing, it's all too easy for that man. He's got number 3, and it's just the second quarter. Maybe we could see a bag from him tonight. Ewing has 3. St Mary's have 6. They lead this one quite comfortably. 6 straight 36. Waratahs 2-1-13. 2.5 minutes gone in the second term. Hashtag AFLNTV is the way you can get in contact with us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/AFL Northern Territory. We'll love to hear what you have to say. Meantime, back into play. Waratahs win the clearance up towards half forward. The umpire's found a free kick though, and it's going to be a St Mary's free kick. McMurtry, the recipient, goes out wide. Cameron Eilert got it. 60 out from his defensive goals. Not too much presenting up ahead. Forced to kick short. Fine. Goes towards the target there in Atkins. Had time to gather and get it onto McMurtry. So he's not in too much of a hurry. His kick was terrible though, and it went straight to an opposition player there. And Waratah's looking to punish on the rebound. The big fly there came from Westerberg. Hayes was also there. But eventually it's worked out of bounds. Another boundary throw in there. Anchors man saw it out. Abe Anchors, surely he's got some supporters on Twitter, as does Miss Smorg. My sincere apologies to Miss Smorg. There's my sexist streak coming out, unfortunately. Miss Smorg has tweeted in saying that my nephew is number 37, Huey McMurtry. So a big shout out to Miss Smorg, who is watching Huey McMurtry, who's near the footy at the moment on the far side here. All back into play. Might be able to get a touch here. The umpire's found a whistle, though. It's going to be a hold to Delalio. Got it just forward of the wing for Waratahs. His kick was not the greatest. Valleggio almost onto the loose footy. Heenan, though, tried to get a little kick around the corner. He couldn't quite find a way out, and eventually Clark runs away with it. His kick up towards centre wing is good. Finds Cooper. True centre wing position, far side of the ground. Umpire calls him to play on. He went right, he went left, then he went back to the right, and now he's running in circles at the moment, Justin Cooper. Eventually did well. Sublime composure there for Justin Cooper. Found Labastida, who went inboard to Clark. Oh, sorry, that was Williams, and the umpire said that he played on and was tackled immediately, holding the ball. So a little bit of a lapse in concentration maybe for him. Meantime, Waratahs with a little bit of run and momentum moving forward. Talbot has it, kicks out towards half forward. Godden's thereabouts, and also there is Westerberg. Big turning circle from the big fella. Does well in the end on the left foot to kick up towards half forward. Trapping it well is Colliol. Kicks to a dangerous position on the ground. What can Collis do? Can't quite gather the footy in the end. Labastida with the clearing kick, and this is where St Mary's carve teams up. Cameron Eilert on the far side of the ground. He's going to get a downfield free kick to Davies, who took the mark in the end anyway. But it's going to go back. Can't really understand that one, but Cameron Eilert was almost at the next act of play after the downfield, or the free kick was awarded. The umpire saying it occurred during the act, I'd assume, and therefore not downfield. So Eilert forced to take his short kick again and found Valleggio. So Ignatius Valleggio, St Mary's campaigner for a long time, kicks up towards centre half forward. Oh, a little toe poke there from Shannon Rioli was almost masterful for McMurray, but didn't come off. Then there was a free kick for in the back, so it may come off still. What's going on here? The umpires called for the free kick to be taken again. I think it may have been McMurray that's slightly off his line. So they're going to be forced to have this kick again after Shannon Rioli got a ping from about 55 out. Underwatch is going to run past, ignores that. Murray now to go back and kick from about 46 metres out. It's a high kick. Has it got the legs? Just about. The umpire says touched on the line. Good effort from Bugler to cut that one off. And that's the first minus score of the game for St Mary's. And in fact, the first score, the first minus score of the second quarter. So 6-1-37 plays 2-1-13, and from the kick out, Shannon Rioli onto the loose footy. Got it to Wilson. Was pushed as he kicked it. Did well to get it inside 50. Big palm off there came from Davies. He was dispossessed though. Godden. He's well tackled and brought to ground. Got to make an attempt. And does. The umpire calls for the footy. So from the tap out, it went straight to Cooper. Some clever work there from Wilson. He kicked to a dangerous spot. Trying to palm it away there was Krinjic. Ewing leads the race to the loose footy though. Tried to come back on the inside. The boundary line beat him, however. Another boundary throw in. Still inside 50 for St Mary's. They're looking to score once again. The margin an even 24 points. 4 goals straight. Coming through with pace was Orton. Did everything but claim the footy. Then Godden swung one out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick to Cam Eilert. And he wants to move it on quickly. Kicks towards Smith. He's got 3 to beat. It clears the pack. Bugler runs towards the footy. Cooper, though, was there, but Bugler infringed. And it's going to be a free kick to Shannon Rioli, who was slightly off the footy. And another shot on goal coming up for the Saints. So Shannon Rioli, he is about 45 metres out from goal. And the angle It's no worse than 45 degrees. Usually a handy kick of the footy, and this is no exception. Shanarioli bangs it straight through the middle, and another goal for St Mary's. Their 7th of the evening, his first of the evening, and they extend their margin. 7-1-43, they lead Waratahs 2-1-13. Just under 10 minutes gone in the second term here on Friday Night Football. So 5 goals the difference, some serious work to be done for St Mary's, for Waratahs if they're to get back into this one. As we just refresh the hashtag AFL NTV feed, nothing yet. Orton just smashed his way through and then kicked a wobbly old torp inside 50. And it clears the pack. Bugler handball to himself. Cooper tried to tackle him. Then Krinjic with a kick out of the danger zone only momentarily. McMurray couldn't quite get on the end of it. And then coming back to lend a hand is Embleton. He was dispossessed though. Still in dispute. Larson, he solidly met. Stood up in the tackle though. And then McLean got it. But the umpire said that Leroy Larson threw it out. So he's not too happy about that one. And 50 metres is given against Leroy Larson. And this will help Waratahs cause the free kick and subsequent 50-metre penalty to be taken by Hatcher. That moves him just forward of the centre. So if he moves it on quickly, there's space up ahead. He's looking for options. And now just forced to kick long. It's a long up and under kick. Comes off hands. What can they find at ground level, Waratahs? At the moment, it's Ben Rioli over the footy. Good effort there from Montgomery. Spilled a handball out. Heenan, he's got Farrell loose in the pocket. It just needs to stay in, and Farrell does the rest. The umpire saying that it was in. So Jake Farrell, being quiet for his lofty standards this evening, he's right on the boundary line. He'll have to kick from about 30 metres out. What's he going to do? The right, the left foot. Looks like the left. Goes with the right. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. So a bit of an anti-climax there. Farrell fails to trouble the scorers on that occasion. There's no change to the score. Still 30 points the difference. High kick up towards Atkins. He couldn't quite take the mark. It spills down inside 50 for Waratahs. St Mary's once again with numbers at the fall of the ball. Labastida to Clark on towards Orton. He couldn't quite gather then Atkins. And then it spills out of bounds, but the umpire found a free kick and it's on. Here we go. Bit of feeling into the game there in front of the St Mary's bench. A little bit going on there from, looks like it might have been Jackson, Clark and A-Bankers. And runner just getting in there, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty to Jackson Clark. My apologies, didn't see exactly what happened there. Watching the footy I was. But all the same, it must have been significant enough for Jackson Clark to get himself a 50-metre penalty, which puts A-Bank as the man on the mark about 55 metres out from goal. Clark goes short. Clever kick, finds Ewing. May have the distance. Wow. Darren, no, he's almost in two minds as to whether to kick this one. He's already got 3 today, and now he's going to be forced to kick short. And why not? When you can kick it that short, kick it that straight, give it to someone who's got a very good chance of kicking the goal as well. Cameron Eilert takes the mark, 45 out from goal. And he'll go back and have a ping to extend it to 6 goals. So Eilert, he hasn't found the scorers yet today. You'd think that that would change after this kick. Just to be told whether it's a goal or a behind, and it's going to be a behind. Hits the post, the left post there. It looked like it had the distance, just not quite the accuracy. So another minor score to St Mary's. 7-2-44, they lead Waratahs 2-1-13. Dangerous kick in. Doesn't really find the target there in Talbot or Colliol, getting to it late. Eventually it spills over the top of the pair and trickles out of bounds. A boundary throw in. Almost 15 minutes gone, getting towards the middle stages of this second term here on hashtag AFL NTV. You can join in the conversation using the hashtag. Here's Godden. He's been reasonably good tonight. Kicks up towards Farrell. Gathers it on the second bounce. His handball was errant, but it found himself in the end. Now he's caught on ground level. Manages just to work it out, and eventually it spills out of bounds. Boundary throw-in, but territory is gained for Waratahs, and we will have a boundary throw-in about 60 out from the Waratahs' end of the ground on the far side. There's a whistle here. It's for a hold, and it's going to go Waratahs' way here, Westerberg, just on the far side of the ground. Looks up, has options inboard. Mark couldn't quite be taken there by Collis, and eventually it spills out of bounds. A boundary throw-in inside 50 for Waratahs this time. Momentary lull in this game with a series of boundary throw-ins. Back into play. Spills over the back, and St Mary's have numbers to fall. A bit of pointing there from Labastida. Some good communication with Shannon Rioli, sees them work it out amongst themselves. So now it's with Labastida, who got it from that man, Shannon Rioli, and a beautiful kick over the top finds Nick Yaron. Right on centre wing in front of the interchange gates. He kicks over the top. Orton with a nice little one-hander. Takes the mark. Measured build-up from St Mary's here. Krinjic puts pressure on the man on the mark, and Orton just fends him off. Then McLean came to lend a hand. Orton under pressure once again. This time his kick wasn't good. Good persistence there from Krinjic. Spills out there towards Hayes. Got it on in turn there to Hatcher. Waratahs eventually work things out. Baker, Hayes. His kick is partially smothered. Delalio wants Baker to run onto the loose footy. What's he going to do here? Puts his head over it like you'd expect. Then he just squirmed a handball out, not to anyone in particular. Kick went forward towards Cooper. He couldn't gather. Eilert right in the middle of the ground there. Worked a handball out towards Smith. Clark gathered the loose footy. Players from both sides throwing their bodies in. Baker handball over the top towards Heenan. Crowd appealing for a holding free kick. Not to any avail. Clark onto the loose footy. He kicks it out wide. Mark dropped there in the end by McMurray. Gives a chance here for Collis to work things out there with Bugler. He kicks long inside 50. Farrell got front position. Rioli right on his hammer. It spills out. Colliole tries to tap it on further. He can't quite gather. Now Ben Rioli. He gathers it on the bounce. Little handball over the top. Maybe the 1-2 there with McMurray. Handball didn't favour Rioli. Still trying to get his or gather clean possession. Couldn't quite in the end. And eventually things are brought to a standstill on the far side of the ground, about 80 metres out from the Waratahs' end of the ground. So nice little fast patch of footy there to add a little bit of life into this game. All up. Smith and Tom Marsh doing the ruck work. Tom Marsh won it down. Not really to anyone in particular. And another ball up. Almost 18 minutes gone. Second term. Hashtag AFL NTV. As ball goes up in the air once again. And goes the way of St Mary's, but Waratahs with numbers at the fall of the ball. Murray kicks up towards centre half forward. No one there though. And St Mary's clear the ball in towards the centre of the ground. Labastida did well. Worked his way through a difficult situation, then got it to Orton towards Cooper. Left a trail for Labastida to get back into this transition. His kick there for Shannon Rioli wasn't perfect. It gave a chance there for Talbot to run onto it. Worked it out there with Collis, or sorry, that might have been Baker. And now they work things out to this near side. Clay Murray, short kick is good. Finds the target. The target there in the end was Delmenico. Got the 1-2 there with Clay Murray. Then kicked up towards centre half forward. Umpire has paid a high contact free kick. Good effort there from Colliole, presented reasonably well today. His kick is interesting. It put some pressure there on his teammate in Delalio. Did well to get a handball out though. And Montgomery should finish off. If he doesn't, though, he'll get another crack at it because he was cleaned up after disposal. So Montgomery will have a shot on goal. And it will be a certain goal now, courtesy of a 50-metre penalty. He'll kick from point-blank range and kick Waratah's third goal. So St Mary's just conceding a 50-metre penalty here. No one on their side will be happy with that. And it's going to be Cameron Montgomery that kicks a much-needed goal. That would be an understatement. He's kicked it, their first goal of the term, and just their third goal of the match. Maybe just keeping their chances alive here at the moment. 3-1-19 Waratahs. They lead, they trail St Mary's 7-2-44. 25 points the difference as we tick into time on. 20 and a half minutes gone in the second term. Crowd here at TIO Stadium reasonably good for a Friday night. Not a traditional fixture time here, and St Mary's not really a high-drawing side. Although up until last week they had won every game for 2 years, but it's the nature of the fickle sporting public here in the top end. Meantime, Waratahs get the ball forward once again, and here's a good transition. Colliol takes the mark 55 out. His kick is interesting. Didn't really target anyone. Delalio may be the target there. It just trickles out of bounds, but a promising build-up all the same, and they've got the ball at the end of the ground where they can score. So that's something that is promising for the Waratahs lineup at the moment. Boundary throw-in, 25 round from their goals. Colliol did the ruck work. He didn't win it, though. St Mary's get the clearance. Cooper, was that a free kick to Cringic? Umpire said no. Cooper onto the loose footy. And St Mary's worked things out towards Cameron Islet. He couldn't quite gather, though. Collis did well. Then gave it up, though. The mark is taken there by Atkins across half-back. He played on, then forced to kick long up the line. Oh, Waratahs had two that went up. Not enough communication going on. And the one there for St Mary's did reasonably well. Ashraf Davies, he's thereabouts. So is Cameron Islet at the bottom of the pack. And eventually things are brought to a standstill. A boundary throw, a ball up right in front of the Waratahs bench here as the halftime siren sounds. And it was just quite a low-scoring second quarter, just 2-1 in that second term. At halftime, the score, St Mary's in control, 7-2-44. They lead by 25 points. Waratahs 3-1-19 here on hashtag AFL NTV. Friday night football action continuing after a short break. Stick with us. Tell your friends. Get on the hashtag AFL NTV. Forward to hearing from you. Be back with you soon.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, eskies and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
after a hard day's work. You deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory are committed to providing a safe environment for all patrons. To report any antisocial behaviour, text the issue and your location to 0498 062 213. Please note, responses cannot be sent.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, airskis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
Welcome back to hashtag AFL NTV action. St Mary's taking on Waratahs, I should say, here on Friday Night Football. Half time just finishing up, and St Mary's went into the main change here with a comfortable lead. 25 points at the main change. 7-2-44, they led Waratahs 3-1-19 going into half time. Let's see what will unfold in the second half. Multiple goal kickers, 3 to Darren Ewing, 2 to Cooper. They're the only multiples in the game. Singles to Justin Wilson and Shannon Rioli for St Mary's, while for Waratahs, singles each to Sam Godden, Corey Delalio and Cameron Montgomery. Third quarter action just about to get underway right now. Marsh went up high, didn't really win the tap down though. Larson got the handball out there to Smith and then to Ryan Smith, who kicked it up towards centre half forward. No mark taken there. In dispute, Krindrick tries to forge a path. Can't quite get through the tacklers though. And a ball up, the result. Inside 50 for St Mary's. So from the stoppage, there's a whistle. And it's a holding free kick. It's going to go to Smith. So another shot at goal coming up here for St Mary's. Not the start that Waratahs would have liked. They conceded the clearance. They conceded an inside 50. They conceded a free kick inside 50. They could well concede a goal here. Interesting there, Ryan Smith just taking off the ruckman shin guard. That's not something you see every day. An ungainly approach from the big fella. He kicks from 45 metres out, but I'll tell you what, he's kicked a point. Now there's a little bit going on here. The goal umpire and field umpire not 100% sure on the score. No, it's a goal. The goal umpire maybe not quite underneath that one, not quite tracking the footy as he should have been, but it's a goal all the same, and Ryan Smith got the job done. So first score of the third term goes the way of St Mary's. That's their 8th goal for the game. And Ryan Smith, that's his first goal of the evening. And the margin goes back out to 31 points. So ball up in the middle. Goal kicker Ryan Smith goes up. He didn't win that tap, and it came down to Delalio. Kick inside 50. Sets a task there for Colliol. Comes off hands though. Chance at ground level here for some of the runners. Godden, clever handball. Got it out to Hayes, who screwed it round the corner for a minus score. 3-2-20 Waratahs now. And they still trail this one by an even 5 goals, 8-2-50. 30 points the difference. So Saints work it out of the danger zone momentarily. It's going to go back in though. Handball from Delalio. There towards Delmenico. Heenan was also there. Eventually spills back out to Delalio. Still in dispute inside 50. Trying to stand up in the tackle is big Clay Murray. Comes out there to Delmenico. The umpire's found a free kick. Another free kick to Smith, his second already of the quarter. We've only gone 3 minutes. And Smith's kick is pretty good. It finds Larson on the lead. Looks up for options. Asks for a play to run at him. Orton does that and presents well. So he's just forward of the wing. Guy Orton kicks inside 50. Ewing direction. Comes off hands though. Chance here for Talbot. Tracking it back. Couldn't quite gather. Awkward position. Oh, tried to force it out of bounds. And Cooper is asking for the free kick. But the umpire not having any of it. So a boundary throw in right next to the point post. Some nervous times there for Sam Talbot as he was running back towards his defensive goal. And a boundary throw in. Cooper over the footy. Krinjic also there, threw his head back and got a free kick. So it is going to be switch play here for Waratahs. Hayes goes up towards the wing. Couldn't trap it there, was Ned Marsh, and it spills out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Scores 4.5 minute mark of this third term. 8-2-50 St Mary's. They lead Waratahs 3-2-20. Back into play. Good tap down there from Smith. And Larson now goes inside 50. Eilert. He dived at the footy. Umpire said didn't complete the mark. Westerberg got a handball. Bugler, good tackle there from Cooper. Another good tackle from Cooper there on Westerberg. And now it spills out. Larson tries to crash through. Anchors has got him though. Krinjic is well met. Wilson dives on the footy. The umpire's found a free kick and it's going Waratah's way. So it's going to be Jere Krinjic, the last line of defence. Pumps the footy out of his defensive 50. It's only momentarily though. Shannon Rioli puts it back in. His kick wasn't great. Talbot able to get on the end of it. Delmenico, high up and under handball. Didn't favour anyone in particular. Trying to crash through Heenan. The umpire's found a free kick. It is going to go to Paddy. So Patrick Heenan, 45 out from his defensive line. Waratah's really struggling to get the ball forward of centre in the last few minutes. That kick didn't go the required distance, put his teammate under a lot of pressure. Good enough to get it up towards Godden though. Clever tap over the top there. Found a target, Atkins, and St Mary's go back inside 50. Larson flew. Rioli weighted down. Shannon kicked it up towards the goals, but it spilled across the face and a minor score. So 8-3-51 now. Or 8-4-52, I should say. Plays 3-2-20. 8-3-51. 3-2-20. Sorry, apologies for that. We're just having a few problems remembering the score. Hayes kicks out from Pack. Only as far as Orton, who puts it back inside 50, high up and under. Waiting underneath it, though, is Stevie Baker, the former Saint. Wants to get on with things. Kicks it up towards the wing. Punch over the top there. Westerberg forces it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. So a little bit lackluster in this affair at the moment. Both teams struggling to score. A little bit of a defensive game at the moment. Trying to crash through there is Embleton. Got it out. Rowley kicked it up towards the wing. Colliole, Tunderwatch. Tunderwatch dived on the footy. Colliole claimed him. What's the umpire going to call on this one? Ball up says umpire Razor Ray Hocking. Almost 8 minutes gone, third term. 31 points the difference. St Mary's have been in control for most of the night here. All up. Smith won the tap down. Tap over the top there from McMurray. Favours Cooper. Can't quite gather it the first time. Godden there to apply the pressure. He ended up winning the footy, but Wilson took him out of bounds. Another boundary throw in. 60 out from goal. Hashtag AFL NTV if you want to join in the conversation, of course, on Twitter. Hashtag AFL NTV on Facebook as well if you want. Hashtag AFL NTV on Instagram maybe. I don't know. We've got that for today, but maybe next time. Larson got the handball out. Shot on goal there from Wilson. Goes to the goal square. Ewing disposes of his opponent. And he takes a very good contested mark in the goal square. So in comes Darren Ewing. There's goal number 4 for him. Very easy night for him at the moment. He's relishing in these conditions. He has 4 to his name, and St Mary's kicked clear by the biggest lead of the game. 37 points is now the margin. They move to 9-3-57. 3-2-20 Waratahs, and we've had a few tweets come in. Let's have a look here. _Gav Lyset has said, so nice to hear the much improved commentary of the champ DK on hashtag AFL NTV. A bit self-indulgent of me to read that out, but of course, as we look at the next tweet, it says, at Jordan Emer, such a disappointment to have this clown of a commentator back in the box is what he meant to write. In fact, Jordan, you've written clown of a commenter, so maybe keep your comments to yourself next time, Jordan, unless you learn to spell the words correctly. Meantime, Leroy Larson works things out at centre-half forward for St Mary's. Inside 50, Cooper off hands. Spills to Davies. Ashraf Davies, high kick. Ewing's back there. Little one off the ground. It cut off by Hayes and forced through for a rush behind. 9-4. Plays 3-2 now. Hayes takes the kick in quickly. Kicks up. A little bit of a fly there from Talbot. Couldn't come down with it. Just dribbles it off the ground after that and gains another 10 metres in territory. So a boundary throw in. And that is going to occur about 70 out from St Mary's goal. Smith got front position. Spilled out the back. McLean tried to handball it up towards centre-half forward. And then it was cut off by Waratah. Stevie Baker put it up towards the wing. And the mark is taken here by Rowley. So Rowley just backwards of the wing, kicks up towards centre-half forward. No mark taken there by Colliol, and it spills out of bounds. Another boundary throw in, this time the opposite side of the ground, 60 metres round. The Waratahs' end of the ground. They need a goal here, then they need another one and another one. With the margin at 38 points. Tom Marsh got front position. Then he got the ball back and it spilled out there. And then a flying shot on goal might have been from Embleton. It goes out of bounds on the full. Not the result that they desired by any means, Waratahs. So long kick out, finds Ansters. Good strong mark above his head. Veteran St Mary's football. His kick, though, wasn't the greatest, not his best effort. Montgomery cuts it off. In fact, that might be Ned Marsh, I think. It's just backwards of the wing, kicks up towards half forward. Colliol caught behind. Didn't give away the free kick, though, and then Rowley was claimed high by Tunderwatch. So Waratah's free kick here. Rowley's very difficult position on the ground, maybe just within scoring range. But, let's see what he does here. Tunderwatch is the man on the mark, and he's right on the 50 paintwork. Rowley up against the boundary line. Goes with the centering kick. Tom Marsh, one grab at it, can't quite come down with it. Galalio sees it out of bounds. A boundary throw in right next to the behind post in front of the Michael Long Centre. Long Learning and Leadership Centre, I should say. Nearing completion the next few months or so. Boundary throw in. Tom Marsh ground level, does well. Embleton round the corner. This could be a spark. Quite misses. Minor score is all he manages. 3-3-21, plays 9-4-58. St Mary's in control at the moment. So Jack Williams clears his defensive 50. Just edging his opponent under the footy there was Tom Atkins. And Cooper was there. McLean also there. McLean copped one high. Then Cooper copped one in the back. First free kick will stand though, and it's going to be a free kick to Mark McLean. A few players wanting to go on with it. One of them, Stephen Baker, has given away a few 50-metre penalties in his time. And a few more free kicks. This time, the umpire reverses it, and Waratahs are going forward. Here's Abraham Ankers. Oh, a little bit of a duck step, and then a kick inside 50, and it's a good one. Finds his teammate there in Brent Rowley. Rowley wants to move it on into the pocket. Interesting kick. Almost sat there for Colliol. Couldn't quite take the mark. So some interesting decisions going inside 50 there from Rowley. His first kick was quite close to the behind line. That kick there was quite close to the boundary line. Maybe they were trying to force the stoppage. From the stoppage, though, it's St Mary's. It looked like they have numbers. Ben Rioli over the footy. Then Nick Yaron tries to do some defensive work. Still inside 50 for Waratahs, though. Embleton tries to crash through. He couldn't quite gather it. Then there's a high tackle, free kick, and the Waratahs spectators are certainly not too happy about that one. Ashraf Davies will be the recipient of the free kick inside his defensive 50. Looks to switch play. Finds the ruckman Ryan Smith. So Smith kicks up towards the wing. Orton forced to wait for it to bounce, then backtracks with the kick and finds Eilert 60 out from his defensive line. He goes inboard, finds Yaron. He's got Ashraf running wide, goes in that direction. Embleton comes from behind, does well to force a contest, and the umpire has paid another free kick against him. He's been a little bit stiff on the last two occasions that he's impacted a contest, but the umpire right onto it. So here's Ashraf Davies. Looks inside 50, then a high kick. It's a terrible kick, really. Didn't favour anyone, and in the end, Baker gets underneath it. He goes wider. Still finds Bugler. And then up towards Colliol. Dropped the chest mark, but had time to recover. Now concedes territory back to Bugler inside his defensive 50. Bugler immediately looks up and looks for the switch. It's not on, so he goes with a dangerous 50-50 towards Hatcher. Cameron Eilert cut it off, though. Got it to Labastida. Got it to Larson in turn, who went with one over the top. The mark is taken by Tom Atkins, who was inside his attacking 50 unmanned after a terrible turnover. The back half for Waratahs. So Tom Atkins. He'll kick from 45 on a 45-degree angle with a set shot that looks reasonably good, but just didn't quite have enough left to ride. A minor score, 9-5 now. Plays 3-3. 59 taking on 21. St Mary's been in control for a very large part of this game. And they're going to go back inside 50, you think? No, beautiful smother there from Ned Marsh. Shannon Rioli unable to get the kick away in time. Boundary throw in 60 round from the Waratahs, or from the St Mary's end of the ground. Hashtag AFL NTV. Back into play. Was that a hold on Valeggio? Umpire says no, and then they say that Valeggio was out of bounds. Just noticed that I did miss a tweet here. For some reason it didn't show up before, but Bo Alexander has tweeted in saying Eilert's starting to get early symptoms of leather poisoning. That was 54 minutes ago. I'll tell you what, certainly well and truly to the poisoning process by now. He's had an absolute ton of the footy. Ball goes up towards the attacking 50. Cooper thereabouts. Pack converge on the footy, and the umpire calls for order. So 17 and a half minutes gone. Saints in control and inside 50. Smith got the tap down. Shannon Rioli couldn't quite trap it. Ground level, bodies are flung both sides, and Mark Noonan has found a free kick at the bottom of all that, and it's going to go to Delmenico, and he's going to get a 50-metre penalty. So Waratahs have been the recipients of a couple of discipline-related free kicks, you'd think, in the last few minutes. One to Stevie Baker there a few minutes ago. Now Delmenico. Bryce Delmenico goes up towards half forward. Westerberg was the target, but Saints do well to counteract that. To kick up forward there from McMurtry was cut off by Krinjic, and Waratahs are scrambling their way forward. Here's a chance here for Collis. He was able to try and work the ball out. Embleton a big bump, but Saints look to be out of trouble for now. And it ends in the hands of Orton. So Orton goes with a spearing pass into Nick Yarran, who hit the ground running, then went short and got it to Darren Ewing, who took the mark just inside 50 and will line up for goal number 5. So Darren Ewing, he's got 4 goals, and he's also kicked one out of bounds on the full today. That was from the boundary line. This one's from directly in front. 51 metres out. It's a superb-looking left foot kick and a magnificent finish, once again, from Darren Ewing. 5 goals to his name. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 2 in the third. And St Mary's have their 10th and are in complete control. 10-5-65. They lead Waratahs 3-3-21. And we're about to tick into time on here in the third term. So the ball is retrieved, and we're back underway in the centre. Whistle's gone, holding free kick, going to Paddy Heenan. Wants to get around Guy Orton on the mark. He just split the middle of the 2 Saints on the mark and went inside 50. No one able to take the mark for Waratahs, though. Stalking the pack was Embleton. The umpire said that it was a throw out of the pack, I think. And it's going to go against Delmenico. Free kick to be taken here by Ashraf Davies. In fact, sorry, this is Huey McMurtry. So McMurtry goes wide. Found a target. Wonder if McMurtry fan club is still watching Miss Smorg. Who we just getting a kick before. Shannon Rioli, meantime, good smother there coming from Clay Murray. Spills out of bounds, 70 out from St Mary's goal. 21 minutes gone now. That margin is at 44 points. Westerberg won the tap down. St Mary's worked their way through the clearance. McMurray, well met. Hayes lost his footing. Westerberg, eventually it comes out to Eilert. Somehow he finds a way through this man, and somehow he finds another target in Justin Cooper, who himself is a multiple goal kicker. So Cooper down for the count at the moment. The umpire's called time. A few head rubs, and it's a bit ginger at the moment. Trainer's getting out to Justin Cooper. Yet to get to his feet after a marking contest. Didn't see exactly how much contact there was there. Looks to be in a great deal of pain. Cooper gets to his feet and he's unable to take the kick. So I wonder who's going to take this one. This is an interesting decision because Cameron Eilert is the player that kicked the ball to him. And of course, if your player has to come off the ground, it is the player that is the nearest. And I guess by the time he did come off the ground, Cameron Islet was the nearest. He was the man lending him support. So Cameron Islet, he's already got a goal to his name. No, in fact, he missed that goal. He did hit the post. He can do one better here. In comes Cameron Islet. And he goes bang and kicks the goal from set shot. Another one to the Saints. This time through the beloved number 7, Cameron Islet. Goal number 11 for them. 11-5-71. The margin out to an even 50 points. It's starting to get ugly for Waratahs. And they will embrace that three-quarter time siren. So at three-quarter time, it is St. Mary's 11-5-71. They lead Waratahs 3-3-21. It's good to see that Miss Smorg is still tuning in on hashtag AFL NTV. A big go, Saints, from her. And thanks for joining us wherever you are watching around Australia and, in fact, around the world on hashtag AFL NTV. We'll be back shortly after the three-quarter time break. Thanks very much for joining us. Hope to hear from you in the last quarter.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, air skis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
Welcome back to hashtag AFLNTV and welcome back to TIO Stadium for the final quarter of the game here between St Mary's and Waratahs. 11-5-71 Saints in complete control here against Waratahs. 3-3-21. Darren Ewing has 5 to his name. Let's see how many he can add to his total in this last quarter. If it's anything, if that stoppage is anything to go by, it could be more. It goes in the Ewing direction. He's got 5 to beat. What can he do here? Good tackle there from Labastida. Sees the ball still inside, attacking 50. Shannon Rioli high up and under there. Chance here for Davies if he can trap the footy. Taps it to his advantage, then gathers. Then he's well met. Well tackled there by Bugler. Anchors also mops up and then Bugler dribbles it along the boundary line and it goes out of play. So a boundary throwing. Geez, Mark McLean, he came out of that stoppage very hard, the centre clearance, and it was quite impressive, that centre clearance there from St Mary's. It maybe even had his own forwards a little bit under the pump and a little bit surprised by the pace with which the ball came inside their attacking 50. Meantime, here's McLean once again. He kicks it up towards the hot spot. Bugler comes across the front of the pack. Dangerous punch, though. Puts some pressure on Shaper, who's also there. In fact, it's not Shaper, it's Talbot, I should say. Ewing appeals for a deliberate out-of-bounds free kick, but not to any avail. And another boundary throw-in. Inside 50. Smith and Tom Marsh. Smith won the tap down with the left hand. But getting on the end of it there is Talbot. His kick isn't great. Here's McMurtry. He could kick a goal here. Not quite Miss Smorg. Unfortunately, he misses to the near side, a minus score. So 11-6-72. 3-3-21 Waratahs. Just under 2 minutes gone, and Waratahs have some running room here for Krinjic on the far side. Tries to palm one off, then couldn't get round a second tackler. Hayes is thereabouts at the fall. Valeggio flicked it out somehow, and then Yaron was able to get it out to Valeggio. So they go forward once again. Leroy Larson direction. Bugler did well to get a fist on it. Then he gave it straight back to Leroy Larson, who got it in turn to Labastida. Runs to 55. Ewing direction. He weighted down. Is that touched? Yes, it is. So a minus score. So 11-7-73 now. Plays 3-3-21 Waratahs. Baker plays onto himself and then goes up towards Bugler. Just drifted through his hands in the end and then it went out of bounds. Or there's a free kick, in fact, up at centre half forward, or half back flank, I should say, for Waratahs. Short kick finds Sam Godden. Interesting haircut he's got there. Not sure whether I'm a fan yet. I'll have to look at that one up close and personal. Definitely not a fan of that kick. Went straight out of bounds in front of Travis Hayes. I also note as a change of follicle coverage, no longer sporting the beard. What's going on here? It's going to be Huey McMurtry, man of the moment. McMurtry trending online at the moment. Miss Smord watching on from Sydney. The ball is kicked up towards half forward. Shannon Rioli, he read it best. Put it on the right foot. Here's Darren. Can't take it. Spills to ground. Strong in the tackle. Left foot kick. He somehow managed to kick a goal. Can you believe it? Darren Ewing has number 6. Darren Ewing. So strong in the contest there. He kicks goal number 6. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 in the final quarter. Goals in every quarter for him. St Mary's have 12. They move to 12-7-79. They lead Waratahs 3-3-21. 4.5 minutes gone in the final term. Hashtag AFLNTV action on Friday night football as we recommence after that goal. Trying to throw his body over the footy there was Delmenico, and Then Tom Marsh scrambled a kick out only as far as McMurtry. Oh, this is a creative kick as well. Gave some room for Iggy Valeggio. Got a handball over the top. And here goes Saints once again. Labastida backwards to come forwards. He went to Iggy Valeggio. Let launch from 65. Darren Ewing again. Well, Darren Ewing comes in, and from point blank range, he kicks goal number 7, and he still might get 10 yet. 2 goals in the first term, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 2 in the fourth. 7 goals for Darren Ewing. Beautiful transitional play from St. Mary's, and they're starting to show their brute annihilation. 13-7. 85, 3-3, 21. Good to see Felicity Elliott watching on. Sure you'll be up here doing some work for us soon, Felicity. We look forward to that. We can chat to your mum this morning about you. Hope you're enjoying Melbourne. So ball is at half forward. And now Lockie Colliole took the mark and then kicked inside 50. Westerberg just couldn't quite gather the mark. Tunderwatch, he's under pressure. Managed to get a tackle, a handball away in time before Montgomery had him pinned. Eventually they worked their way out of the danger zone through Anstes. Boundary throw-in about 70 metres round. And the Waratah's goals. Smith won it down. Shannon Rioli scrambled a kick forward. They gain 25 metres in territory. 7 minutes gone. Almost 7 minutes gone. Fourth and final term. 13-7, 85 St. Mary's. Need a calculator to work out the margin now. It's beyond academic. As Smith won it down, Yaron, was he held? Umpire says yes, he was. No, he wasn't, in fact. It says that Jack Hatcher was held. So Hatcher, high up and under. Colliole from behind. Can't quite take it. Godden palms his opponent and then got dispossessed holding the ball, says the umpire. So a free kick to Henry Labastida. At half back, he goes backwards. Finds Tunderwatch. And the switch is on here. Wants Ashraf Davies. Finds him. About 75 out from his defensive line. Wants to go inboard. He's got numbers aplenty. One of them, Orton. Looking very fit, Guy Orton, at the moment. He's had a reasonably good day today. Just a short kick there to Ben Rioli. Umpire says not the required distance. They have time still. And he hits up Jackson Clark, who goes back to a running Rioli. That's Ben Rioli. Puts it in the Cameron Islet direction. Did everything but take the mark. Edged his opponent under the footy and then dropped it at the last second. Krinjic there to force some pressure and to force a stoppage. The umpire calls for order inside 50 for St. Mary's. Almost 8.5 minutes gone. Ryan Smith, a big punch forward towards the boundary line. Shannon Rioli ran out of room and it went out of play. 8.5 minutes gone. A lot of sting taken out of this game. The crowd's still, in my opinion, reasonable. There's at least 15 people here as it spills out towards the boundary line. No, I'm being facetious. Have to have a guess at the crowd. 200 people. Entry throw in. Of course, the Hall of Fame dinner tomorrow night on some greats of territory footy. Meantime, this is a famous name. Shannon Rioli got it over the top and Darren Ewing goes bang for number 8. That was a gift, but it adds to his tally all the same. Shannon Rioli, beautiful work off the pack there. That was his goal. All Darren did was drop the ball a metre to his boot and let it trickle through the 48 centimetres that it had to. So Ewing has 3 in this last quarter now and 8 for the game. Saints move to 14-7. They lead Waratahs 3-3. They've kicked just 1 goal after quarter time. Smith got up very high, didn't really win the clearance. Delalio over the footy, got it out to Godden. Liked his game today, he's battled on hard. Collis got it over the top. Montgomery couldn't quite gather the loose footy. Ben Rioli does gather, however, and goes up towards the wing. So Leroy Larson takes the mark. He's just backwards of centre wing. What can Saints do? Can they get Darren Ewing to 10 goals? That's the big thing for me. He's got 8 at the moment. Ball is in dispute on the wing. Eventually works out there to Ned Marsh. He's Tom Marsh, I should say, near him. Then goes out of play. So boundary throw in. True centre wing position beneath the scoreboard. And it's boundary throw in favours Shannon Rioli. His kick was well smothered, but he was able to get on the end of it again. And then works out the back there. Williams anchors. The umpire said that anchors infringed though. Free kick. So St Mary's on the improve once again. Larson, he always presents well. Got it to Valleggio, up towards Ewing. Didn't want to fly for that one. Weighted down. He's going to kick it. Another one here, Darren. He's going to kick another one. There's number 9. Darren Ewing, another goal. He's kicked 4 this quarter. And he needs 1 more for number 10. 15-7. A lot. Plays 3-3. Not enough. And we've played just under 12 minutes in this final term. So just to repeat, Darren Ewing goals. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, now 4 in the final quarter. He sits on 9 goals, and you'd think that he has at least 20 minutes to make that 10. Mark McLean coming through with pace, tries to get around Heenan, a would-be tackler. Couldn't evade him. Waratahs with numbers. Embleton is almost upended. Wilson goes in. He was cleaned up. Then came out to Ryan Smith, who put it on the boot, and it just fell for Guy Orton. Orton goes up towards centre-half forward. Larson gathered the half volley. Did very well. Super handball off towards McLean. Here's Ewing. Can this be number 10? Maybe not on this occasion, or maybe it might be. Good tackle there laid. Labastida got it off. Davies round the corner. Hooks it around and just misses. Minus score. So 15-8-98. Waratahs 3-3-21. It looks inevitable that big Darren Ewing will kick goal number 10. As that ball's brought back into play, Wilson went early and he just landed a little awkwardly for me. Gets up to his feet though. Very strong player. Ton to watch meantime. Got it to Ryan Smith. Right on the 50, paintwork, and the big ruckman ran clear and missed everything by at least 20 metres. The coach might ask him to centre that one next time. So Ned Marsh to bring it back into play. It's a good kick. Finds the target. Collis up towards the wing. No mark taken. It comes off hands. Shannon Rioli. Thereabouts. Then they all throw themselves at the footy and another ball up. Just forward of centre wing for St Mary's. Free kick coming from that ruck contest. It's going to go Waratah's way, and here's Westerberg to take the free kick. Long kick up towards half forward. Ton to watch. Just got a handball out, and then Anchors saw it out of play. Almost 15 minutes gone. Final term, 15-8-98. Waratahs 3-3-21. St Mary's certainly controlling this one. Spills down. Now a chance for Montgomery. Kicks it inside 50. Little one-handed effort there. Delalio not quite clever enough. Spills out. Williams to Ben Rioli. Threw it on the boot up towards centre wing. 2 to beat there. But Davies. St. Mary's do well though. Orton flicks a handball out. Here's a chance. Shannon Rioli runs to 50. Kicks on goal. And he bangs it through. Another one for St. Mary's. This time, Shannon Rioli. Good goal, Shannon Rioli. It's his second of the evening. And they move to 16-8, 104. Waratah's 3-3-21. The 100-point margin also seems like it could be another thing that eventuates today for St. Mary's. Just having a look at the Waratah's coaching staff. They're still quite alert and quite attentive in the box, as they have to be, I guess. Be disappointed about tonight, though. Ryan Smith went up, won the tap down, but there's a free kick for kicking in danger. Don't see that too often at this level. It's going to go Waratah's way. It's going to be taken here by Delmenico. Wheels around, puts it up towards half-forward Colliol. And Tunderwatch. Colliol got hands to it and then fumbled it out of play. Boundary throw in. About 60 out from... About 50 out, I should say, from the Waratah's end of the ground. Come on, let's see if Waratah's can kick a late one here. Embleton. Well wrapped up. It spills out the way of Nick Yarran, though, and his delivery is perfect. He kept on running. Look at the young fella go. Yarran got it back from Labastida. Westerberg gives pursuit. Yarran goes inside 50. Smith can't take the mark. It comes off hands. Little inside-out kick here from Davies. Up towards Ewing. He has 9. He palms one off. He kicks around the corner, and there is number 10. Darren Ewing take a bow. Another splendid performance from the Territory full forward. 10 goals for Darren Ewing. 5 in the last quarter, if you don't mind. And it was a beautiful team goal from St. Mary's, which started at half-back with some hard running there from Nicholas Yarran. So 17-8, 110. St. Mary's, they lead Waratahs 3-3-21. 17 and a half minutes gone in the final term. So from the ball up, there's a free kick and a whistle. And there's a Mark Noonan directing traffic in the midfield, not happy with one of the men in fluoro yellow. So it's a St. Mary's trainer, or it's a St. Mary's runner, I should say. And there's a free kick that has been paid against him. Westerberg goes out wide. Found the target there in Collis. Orton gives pursuit. Collis got it on the boot just in time. Up towards the goal square. Almost a mark there for Talbot. What can he do at ground level? He's gang tackled. And the St. Mary's defence absolutely relentless regardless of the situation. So a ball up top of the goal square for Waratahs. Ansis becomes the makeshift ruckman. Tom Marsh is thereabouts. It's still in dispute. There's plenty of players. Ben Rioli somehow found a way to kick out of the pack. Wilson couldn't quite trap it. Heenan, was he tackled without it? Umpire says no. Eventually, there is a call for the ball, and another ball up ensues. Delmenico at the bottom of that pack. Leroy Larson jumped early, won the tap down though. Cameron Eilert, who got it onto Ben Rioli, who got it up towards Davies, leads the foot race there. Davies and Murray. Davies won that one, but Murray's pressure forced the turnover. So Collis takes the mark, kicks up towards half forward. Eilert did very well to come back with courage, and Anchors was coming with pace. But Cameron Eilert, so courageous all the time, managed to force that one out of play. Boundary throw in. There's one down there for Waratahs. Godden got it to Embleton and put it inside 50. Colliol flew, Wilson with him. Ground level. That's good roving there. Delmenico over the top. Oh, just waiting for it there was Anchors. He probably needed a little bit more communication there from his teammates. And it's St. Mary's that worked things out towards Islet. Couldn't quite gather clean possession of it. Then eventually they worked themselves out. Here's Huey McMurtry, who's going to kick wide. And Nick Yarran has the proverbial paddock if the ball bounces up to him. Oh, he's got Farrell to contend with, though. He's dispossessed. Heenan's thereabouts. He waits on the loose crumb. Runs to 55. Kicks up towards the hot spot. Tom Marsh can't quite take it. And it spills out over the boundary, over the goal line. And it is a minor score. So Waratahs, they have their first score of the last quarter, but it's not the score that they would have liked. Just a minor score. 3-4-22. After halftime today, they've kicked just 2 behinds. As that kick goes up towards McMurray. It was an interesting one there. He didn't take the mark and it just somehow stayed in. And then he got the 1-2 with Orton. So McMurray up towards the wing. Labastida moves it on quickly to a running Mark McLean. Runs to the wing. Goes in the Ewing direction. He's in front this time. Just tries to pave a way there for Leroy Larson. Doesn't want to bend down and pick it up. He tries to kick it off the ground. And eventually Sam Godden tries to work his way out of the trouble. And he does. Godden up towards the wing, trying to come back with courage was Westerberg. Still in dispute though. Mark McLean liked his game today. He got it off there. Now McMurtry. He was dispossessed, trying to run through a tackle. He got the ball back though. Beautiful smother there from Baker. It's still in dispute here at centre half forward. Players going in from both sides, and a nice little passage ends with a free kick to Baker. And Waratahs are going to come away with this one. So Talbot, running room on this near wing. Goes up towards Delalio. Takes it on the second bite. And he's going to go back and assess the options. His kick inboard. Just waiting for it there was Collis. He got it on the bounce. Here's Farrell running through with some pace. Got the handball from Tom Marsh. Farrell around the corner, hits the post. Would have been a nice goal there. And after a quiet game from Jake Farrell, by his standards, he just misses. 2 behinds for Waratahs this quarter. But look at Saints go on the rebound. They've already got it up towards the wing. Attacking it hard, though, is Sam Godden. He can hold his head up today. I think he's had a reasonably good game, and that's a reasonably good delivery to Heenan. He's got a runner here in Baker. Evades a would-be tackler. Sends it to the goal square. Big flies. Farrell was up very high, and it goes over the top of the pack. And eventually through for another minor score. So 3 quick behinds in succession there for Waratah. Sees them move to 3-6-24. Still a long way behind though. 17-8, 110 St. Mary's. As Saints look to work things out of their defensive 50 through Cameron Islet. Look at this. He goes to Jake Williams with running room through the middle of TIO Stadium. And that is a terrible kick by his standards. Went straight to Westerberg. Farrell almost hit the ground before the ball got to the contest. He flew so early just then. It was easily cut off there. Now St. Mary's with time to steady things once again. Cameron Islet asked to play on. Calm under pressure once again. Finds Iggy Valeggio at centre half back. A lot of stagnation creeping into this game at the moment. Huey McMurtry takes the mark. Wants to move it on. Ryan Smith. He's had a pretty good game in the ruck as well. Contest, the ball just cleared hit that contest, and Hayes was at the back on this occasion. So Waratahs go through the middle of the ground. Great kick, finds Tom Marsh. Wants to move it on quickly, puts it inside 50. Can they find a mark? Just waiting there is Abe Anchors. Almost gathered the loose footy. Wilson palms off his opponent, then kicks a high one up and under. And Tom Marsh is waiting underneath it though. Gestures to his forwards to push back. And then eventually kicks up towards the 50. Farrell, the target, it cleared him though. And Ben Rioli onto the loose footy. Goes to Shannon. Rioli, that is. But there's the siren. It's all over. Nice long siren to finish this game off. St. Mary's comfortable winners against Waratahs. The final score here TIO Stadium, 17-8, 110 St Mary's. They defeat Waratahs 3-6, 24. It was a game which saw Darren Ewing bag 10 goals, including 5 in the final quarter. A fine end to a good game by him. Be interesting to see whether he gets into his team's best players with 10. You'd have to think so, but he had plenty of help from around the ground. For Waratahs, though, back to the drawing board after a pretty disappointing start to the season for them. Saints, though, begin their winning streak of 1 this week. Maybe it will last the 2 years like their last one. Maybe it won't. Only time will tell. Thanks very much for joining us on #AFL NTV this evening. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. But from TIO Stadium, until next week, hooroo and all the best from Dave Kennedy. Look forward to bringing the footy throughout this season.